All right, here we have some dandelion. So the whole plant's edible. Flower, roots, and leaves. Dandelion. It's extremely bitter, but tolerable. It's okay in small amounts. Be hard to eat a lot of it. I like to think of this stuff as like supplements more than food. Food is like, you know, meat. Hey, squirrel. All right, here we have violets. I know the leaves are edible. I think even the flowers are. I gotta double check. Love these ones. Yeah, violets, there's not much of a taste. It's like eating a piece of lettuce. So that's a really good one to start off with. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, here we have garlic mustard. Now, this plant is considered invasive, and it will spread quickly, and it will take over an area, like just completely drive out all other species, and all that will be left is a field of garlic mustard. Now, they call it invasive, but really, I think the problem is we're just not harvesting it and eating it. You know, our ancestors brought these plants here for a reason. And instead of calling them invasive, we should be utilizing them as food. And garlic mustard's pretty good. It's garlicky and mustardy, and it goes like good with other food. I gotta say, this is one of the best ones. And you can harvest these all you want. They're never gonna run out. They're just, same with dandelions. They're just gonna keep coming and keep coming. It's not like you're hurting the environment. You're helping by coming out and eating this stuff. So it's pretty cool. Now there's another one that is just growing everywhere right now. And that is this little yellow flower right here. It's called a trout lily. And it's got these kind of rubbery leaves. And the leaves are edible. Now this one is a little weird because of the texture, and even the taste is like, it's hard to describe. It's not bad. It's interesting. It's wild. Ooh. But they're everywhere, and they're not here for long, so you got to get them while you can. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, cool. This one bloomed today for the first time. These are still pretty young. They get a lot bigger than this, but you can definitely tell by the flower. This one is called Star Chickweed. And again, the leaves are edible. And this is another good one because, again, it's not a strong taste. It's like a piece of lettuce again. There's not much going on. It's a little like planty, like it's almost like grass, but not in like a strong, overpowering, bad way. And I got this awesome chickweed, star chickweed patch that's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we harvest a lot. I take huge handfuls. And again, it's like the more I harvest it, the more they grow. It's pretty cool. Now, I'm on the hunt for, I guess it's called common chickweed. I don't know. But this one, everybody's got this in their yard somewhere. And they call it a weed, just like all of these. And you pull it out and you throw it in the garbage and then you try to grow a tomato plant. It's not the smartest thing, but it's what we do. All right, I found the chickweed. It's just grown out of this pot that's just been sitting over here, empty, and a little dirt in there. And of course, life finds a way. And chickweed, oh my God, that stuff will just grow and grow and grow. So this is just the beginning. It will turn into, I mean, it'll fill this whole pot. It'll come pouring out of it. It grows so much. And I love, love, love this one. Because once again, it's not that bad. It's not bad at all. It tastes good. And it's like juicy. There's like water in it. Not a powerful flavor at all. Grows in abundance. I actually didn't even have it in my yard, surprisingly. Probably the owner before, he like kept really nice gardens, and he probably weeded it all out because he was really good. So I found some growing on the side of the road across the street, and I pulled it up and I planted it all around here. And then I'd go back and like collect like little seeds and spread them out. So now I got chickweed going. I'm the only person I know who's actively planting weeds. But you know what? They're not weeds to me. They're plants, they're food. So call it whatever you want. But I'm sorry. The term weed, it's offensive. Weed, that's, you smoke weed, okay? You don't pull it out. It's my motto. So that's just like a really small sample of some very common wild edible plants that are pretty easy to identify, and they're all over the place. And the ones I showed you today, they're also like, you can just pick them and eat them. You don't need to cook them or anything. A lot of these, they do need to be cooked. Some of them even need to be like boiled in water, and then you have to like dump the water out and boil it in fresh water and do it again and again. I try to stay away from those plants because if they're that toxic, maybe we shouldn't be eating them. But good to know in case, you know, the world falls apart and you gotta go and survive on the wild stuff. But there's so much. Yeah, see, I just found another one. I bet everybody knows this one. Clovers. Did you know they were edible? Ooh, a little sand. It's good for you though. Thing about clovers though, I think you're not supposed to eat too many of them. I think they might cause like diarrhea. If I remember. I think so. All I remember is don't eat too many of them. So I just have a little bit. But there's so many. It's ridiculous. I don't know why they don't teach this in school. There's a lot of stuff I don't understand why they teach in school, but people should know more about this. These plants, they are nothing like our domesticated plants that we call food, that we farm. The farms, the soil it's depleted of nutrients. And the way we grow them even, there's no challenge for these plants. They're given every chance in the world. And so they grow very easily. You don't need to struggle to survive. These wild plants, on the other hand, you know, they are tough. They are badass. And they are packed with nutrients, way more than our weak-ass domesticated counterparts. So when you go out, like if you're gonna go out foraging and you're gonna fill up like a basket of wild plants, don't think that you need to have like a big salad bowl like you would with you know, store-bought stuff, because you can't eat that much. It will fill you up. Your body will just be like, no, can't do it. I made that mistake before. I gathered all this stuff and I'm like, you know, and I made like a salad, and halfway through it, I'm like, I can't eat it. And that was back when I was eating like big ass salads, but it's just so filling. And I'm not sure about this, but I know that most people are deficient in magnesium. And being that these plants are growing like out in the forest, and you know, it depends on where they grow. If you're in the city and it's growing out of a, you know, crack in the sidewalk, I don't know. But if you have a wild area, even a backyard, the soil is going to be more rich. So it should have stuff like that in there, and probably a bunch of other stuff, you know, I don't know. But it's good. It's real good. And it's free. So need I say more? Some of the stuff though, it takes some getting used to, but don't think of it as that it should taste good in the way that your other food tastes good. Think of it more as an experience that you're having. And you don't even need to like rely on this to fill up. Treat it like you're taking a little supplement. Instead of mixing some stupid ass powder or some pill or whatever that garbage is that they create, try this stuff. It's got a lot to offer. And as you go and identify these things, you'll find you notice the differences in all the plants. You might not know their names, and the names are bullshit. People just made that shit up. It doesn't matter if you don't know the names. It just matters that you can tell the difference between different plants, and you'll notice them, and you got to watch them through all the seasons because they change. And it's good to be able to identify it because, again, if you're in a situation where you really do need food and it's winter and you see a stalk and you're like, I know what that is. I'm coming back here in the spring. Boom, you know, it's good, good stuff. A lot of bugs out today. Ooh. So I know a lot of people are worried about eating the wrong thing and having it be poisonous and it'll kill you and all that stuff. Some of the plants aren't edible, but they're not gonna kill you. And the other one, and you don't want to just go out and eat anything. You want to have a book and identify things, and there's cool apps where you can like take a picture and it'll tell you what it is. The ones you want to look out for are the ones that have lookalikes that are poisonous. So again, with those, sometimes I just don't bother because you know, I don't know, unless I'm sure, unless I'm really sure. But most likely it's fine. And it's kind of funny actually when people say like, how do you know this is edible and all this stuff? Because the same people are out there eating like McDonald's, which is poison. That's not food. Nope. Candy, I don't know, all this processed junk, you know, that's not food. You're way better off going out and taking the risk of eating these wild plants. It's only in recent history that we stopped eating these. 100 years ago, people were really still eating this stuff. Like it wasn't even, that's why a lot of these are here. The Europeans brought these over here on purpose and spread them because it was a food, it was a medicine. So I don't know what the hell happened. The government, the food companies, they all tried to like get you away from anything that's free. No good. Can't make any money off of that. So it's just lost and forgotten. But we got to bring it back, especially with the way things are. Good God, we got to bring this back. It's so important. All right, so again, you try to, you know, grow a tomato plant. It's hard as hell. And yet, little garlic mustard, growing right out of a crack, no problem. Violets, just growing out of the cracks here. That's a tough, badass plant. You want to eat something like that can survive under these conditions. Not some wimpy garden plant. Look at this. We've all seen the dandelions growing out of the cracks in the sidewalk. And what do? We spray them with freaking cancer-causing Roundup to get rid of them. When, really, we should eat them. We should let them grow. We have a ridiculous amount of food growing in abundance all around us. We just forgot that's food. And, you know, again, it's not like you have to go out and rely on this stuff. You know, to get started, just start with the best plant to start with, really. Dandelion. Everybody knows, even the leaf, everybody knows the leaf. If you see the flower, you know dandelions. It's the best place to start. It's a little intimidating when you eat it, and it's bitter. It's freaking bitter. Ah! It takes some getting used to. When I first ate one, I was like, you sure this isn't poison? But our palates are so used to like super palatable food that's filled with salt and sugar and all that, woo, that anything that doesn't taste super like, amazing, you know, we can't handle it. But the more you just pick and eat, and little by little, that'll change. And if you keep up with it, that can kind of help you even eat healthier in, you know, the modern world of man with all of its freaky, weird Frankenstein food. You might not crave that stuff so much anymore. Get a little bit more of a wild palate. And that's good, because we're supposed to be eating these things. Now again, it's not like we gotta rely completely on this stuff, but it should be a small part, you know? Especially, a lot of this stuff, you just can kind of go for a little walk in your yard, your local park, wherever, and as you find it, just pick a little leaf and eat it. And you can just do that on your walk. It's not like you have to pick and gather and fill up a basket and bring it home and eat it for dinner. Just pop, pop, little bits here and there, and it's a wonderful thing. I'm telling you, eat this stuff. It's free. If you're familiar with field guides, you probably already know the Peterson field guides are the best. And for wild edible plants, it's so good. It goes into such detail of the plant and what to look for. The way the leaves are. See, it even has like circled and pointed, like look for this, look for that. And there's some colored photographs in the center. Those are good too, but even these drawings, I mean, they really get into detail. Oh, there's the trout lily. See? It's pointing to those spots that it has. And it's categorized by the color of the flower. Yellow flower, white flower. Now the flower's not out all season, so you kind of got to go with the seasons. Then in the back we got trees, all kinds of stuff. It's great. So a field guide, it could take a little bit of work to kind of, you know, it's hard. You'll find a plant in here, and you'll try to look for it, and you won't be able to find it. Or you'll look at a plant and you'll go, that might be edible, and then you can't find it in here. A little frustrating, but there are great apps that you can just point it right at the plant, and it'll tell you what it is. Then you can go into the field guide, see if it's in there, and you'll know if you can eat it or not. It's pretty cool stuff.